this is your workout facility?
Yeah, this is a prototype of our electronic adjustable shocks.
Wow. All right.
Right, so this right here is just a little demo one that
Like
we
a
have
live
right
valve
now that
ish.
we're working on. This one is done actually quite a bit different. It's similar, but it is set up differently, right? The way our setup is it needs the valve is always in the open position. So your truck works normal. It doesn't have to have power to work properly. Right? Our valve is always in the open position so that you don't have to use it if you don't want to.
Right.
And your car just works normal. Right? If you decide you want it to use the electronic part of it, it's optional.
I see. I like that.
Right? So
like
if
that.
there's no battery, your battery's disconnected, or you don't even turn it on, you don't need it.
Right.
The shocks come apart conventional. You don't need to hook up electricity to your shocks to take them apart.
Right.
Everything is conventional. Everybody knows how to work on these type of shocks. We're just giving it what we would call a small enhancement. But that enhancement is up to the end user. He can decide whether he wants to use it or not. It's up to him. We're not letting a computer tell the shock to do something. We're making it manual so that the user can decide if he wants his shock stiffer or not.
Yeah.
It's up to him.
Right.
It doesn't get rid of all the valving, but it gives them a little bit of the option. Like maybe, you have a car that has a lot of body roll and you get onto the street. You don't want it to be real soft. You want it to be stiff.
So you activate.
You can turn the switch on or turn the unit on and hit the switch. And now all that body roll for street driving goes away. So that's really where we like it the most, is for low speed dampening to control body roll.
So we're not talking race applications. We're talking about.
You could use it for race applications. If I have a real rough section of 100 miles of really rough stuff, but then maybe I have a dry lake bed that's 10 miles long and I don't want my car to have a lot of body roll on the dry lake bed because I'm doing 130 miles an hour.
Right.
You can tighten up the suspension
Just
by hitting a button.
That's awesome.
And it goes from soft to stiff immediately.
When do you see this
Right.
being out, for sale?
I don't have an actual date on it yet. It's
Okay.
going to be,
Oh wow, to testing.
we're working on some of it. It's
All
going
right.
to be a little while.
Well, this
right?
is, yeah, I've seen something at a show recently where a display of your shock was out there with some electronics to it, and
That's
people
this.
made so many speculations of what it was.
That's this one.
That's awesome.
Right, that is this shot.
Now they understand. Now the guys can actually read about this and understand how it works.
So this is basically, you can either do it from your phone on an app, or it's either going to be app-based or a monitor.
That's awesome.
Right, so depending on how we decide to do it, or both, more than likely it'll probably be both ways.
Just in case.
Right. But you can also, if you push on it, you'll see that it's working normally
Right.
with the unit off. But when I turn the unit on, at this point, it takes a second for the computer to get up and read it. Now it's on the default mode, which is manual mode, right? Which there's going to be, typically there will be multiple adjusters, so you can adjust front and rear independently of one another. This is just set up to do one front.
Got it.
They're going to be, the front and the rear suspension are going to be independently of one another. You're not hitting a button and adjusting all four tires.
Yeah. Right.
We will have that right here on this switch.
Right.
Right? This switch right here basically sends the car to full stiff, right?
Oh, I see that. Right.
So if you,
Oh wow.
right,
The more you stiffen, the more you soften it. I need to start bench pressing.
so
more,
you
Jeff.
push it down now. You see it's pretty soft, but you see how it rebounds up? Give it, click it a little more. I want you to just really feel it. There you go. Now you
Oh,
feel
wow.
it, it's getting stiffer.
Oh, wow. Feels a lot stiffer.
I'm making big adjustments, so you feel them,
I gotta like literally sit on this thing right now with 230 pounds or 20
right?
pounds.
But then if I just go like this, now do it.
It still feels, I can feel the resistance just slightly
Then
there.
that's the normal
Right.
piston valving that's
Right.
inside the shock that you're feeling.
Wow.
So you can use it or not use it,
Right. And as much as you want to use it.
as much as you want to use it.
That's awesome.
A lot of times, and this is set at 100%, so you're just adjusting it here.
Of
Right.
how much you really want. Based
See,
on the
there's soft.
much
This is
softer,
basically no
no resistance hardly at all.
no effect, normal piston valving. And then as you adjust this knob up,
I really like this.
you can see it's getting stiffer. You run it to full stiff, and now it's stiff.
Now I literally can't. And it rebounds also stiffer too.
No, it pretty much it doesn't rebound. It rebounds normal. It adds about 5% to the rebound, but very minimal. Right? It's very, very
So it's
minimal.
all about compression control.
It is primarily a compression control adjuster at
Got
this
it.
point, correct.
All right.
Right, so let's say you had your car set up for the desert, real rough stuff. But you got on a graded road or just a freeway. And you don't want your car to have a lot of it. You want it to drive like a sports car. Well, your truck will drive like a sports car. I just have to give it a lot of low-speed dampening.
Right.
So this button will allow you to do that. We're kind of use it opposite of where you thought you would use it for.
Right.
We're using it to send the shocks to go to stiff, not to work better in the bumps.
Got it.
Does that make
Got
sense?
it. Got it.
It's better to let it bypass, let that car have lots of independent wheel movement, right, in the dirt, take the sway bars off, make it really soft in the dirt so it has body roll, but then when you get on the street, we're hydraulically
Control.
controlling the sway.
Could this be a
Right.
feature that you add to somebody's shock, or it has to be purchased with the whole setup?
This whole thing is going to be designed so it's universal fitment.
Okay.
Right, on the end of the reservoir, you just take a end piece out, you thread a new
Oh, wow.
piece in, and
Well, that's huge.
you hook up a few things that's built so,
Well, that's huge because now a lot of the guys that have spent the money on the really high-end shocks, they can
Okay.
add this to it.
correct.
Wow.
And that was the whole purpose of
Wow.
why we're designing
That
it
is
like this.
amazing.
So
That's
that
awesome. Okay.
somebody who already has existing shocks can convert this.
Right.
You just gotta buy a new reservoir end cap.
Got it.
Right, that's all we're doing is a new reservoir end cap, and it'll come with the other valves. It'll be a plug and play.
Wow.
It'll be really simple, like
Beautiful. That's awesome.
extremely simple. Do you know what I mean?
Beat me for the first step.
Kind of like putting lights on your car. It's
Wow,
going to
yeah.
be that type
Yeah.
of a simple.
That's awesome.
Do you know what I mean?
Thank you for watching. There's more to this build. There's more to this visit. A lot more interviews. Make sure you follow us and follow Offroad Alliance. They're here to help. If you need anything, you know how to reach us. We'll see you later.